This is a beginner's guide for those of you who need some help with this lovely mod. When you do drop into the game, watch what scenario you're going to choose because no scenario and Purge Scenario will start you off completely different. Alright, so let's start with the original no scenario. You're going to be starting off with primitive gear and you have to level up certain weapons to unlock book fragments to craft your class book. For example, I'm going towards the builder class, so I would need to use my primitive sledgehammer to unlock a piece of the book fragment. And I would need to use my pipe pistol to unlock the other piece of the book fragment. Once you have both the fragments, you can then now choose your class. You also start off with a dog companion, which is nice in this lonely apocalyptic world. This is more of the vanilla playstyle since Blood Moon Nights will be a thing and completing missions from the shopkeepers, getting rewards in return. Purge Scenario. There will be no Blood Moon Nights, though if you have Wandering Hordes enabled, they will spawn pretty close to you, and if you're within their proximity, they will go after you. The brand new campaign will set you off clearing POIs in the map, meaning you need to purge 75% of the POIs in the Green Forest biome, then move on to the desert, rinse and repeat. You will start off with a bike and a tier 2 tools, including iron pickaxe, wrench, wood cutting axe, and a book to choose your class, along with some bandages, food, and water. Once you do choose your class, it will give you tier 2 weapons intended for your class. For example, I chose the Witch Doctor, so they started me off with the Rusty Sickle and the Assault Rifle. Let's talk about Dysentery. All canned food and boiled water will contain 7% dysentery, so be careful chugging a lot of boiled water and eating canned food. This will lead you to have diarrhea, causing you to lose percentage of your water and food bar. Don't worry about it every so often, it will happen, but if you do it overdo it, it can put you at a disadvantage at most times, especially if a random boss event happens or a random horde appears. You can also drink goldenrod teas, but you will need to find the book to learn the recipe first. If you're tired of trying to find empty glass waters, you can simply make them at the forge of your own or go to the trader's place to make it. It will take 10 sand and 1 dirt, and make sure you have an anvil before you do forge it. You can fill up your empty glass containers at any water sources available, such as open water, rivers, sinks, and yeah, the toilet. Yummy. Make sure to craft the Z Corpse auto-loot mod. It will save you a ton of time by auto-looting zombies you defeat. You will need 10 rotting flesh, 20 claw fragments, 15 leather, 50 iron, and 1 duct tape. Save and use these blue books you find because it will help speed up your weapon progress and weapon craft level. There will be a range and melee book you're looking for. You will need 9 of these, and once you do have the required amount, you can then craft an expertise book for your class. If you walk in an angle, you will walk back faster to kite your zombie you're fighting. If you just back up straight holding the S key, you will be much slower. Walking on the road will grant you a bonus movement speed. Beware, it will also speed up the zombies too. Walking in the wild, such as the forest, will grant a debuff to your movement speed as well. If you need an abundant amount of healing, you can easily gather cloth from sofas, window blinds, or craft cloth from the cotton plants outside to craft bandages that will heal you for 8 health points. It might not be much, but it's better than nothing. Pick up almost anything from boxes to fridges to kitchen drawers. There is a storage broadcaster, which is a huge game changer. Once you toggle this on, any resources in that container can be used to craft whatever you need, as long as it's pretty close and not too far away from the workbench or forge. While you are adventuring, you will end up meeting some friends along the way, as long as you get the money and your charismatic level meets the requirements. You can also view what weapon and ammo type they use as well, leveling up your genetics. To level up the following genetics, you will need to do the following. For strength, combat, using melee weapons, and mining. Agility, running, jumping, and aiming your gun can level this up. Constitution, receiving incoming damage and using various medical items. Intelligence, salvaging, looting, and reading various schematics. Charisma, pretty much anything. I mean, you could do job progressions as well for this. The fastest way to level up your genetics is to obtain a genetic DNA and get an injector from Bristol or out in the world. It will grant a huge XP bonus to the chosen genetic. You can also talk to Bristol at the trader camp, and he will offer you some books to further train your genetics. Zombies will drop blueprints, including strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, and charismatic. Gather 100 of the blueprints to craft genetic mods, and these mods will provide you a bonus to your perk level. In order to heal your dog, go ahead and pick it up and place it back on the field for it to gain its health back. Honk your horn to open gates. Level 1 bartering is required for this to happen though. If you're having a hard time finding nails, go ahead and just use an axe and hit pallets, fences, sofas, or use a wrench on a bed. Support zombies. Any support zombies cannot buff themselves, but they can buff other zombies around it and other support zombies. The doctor zombie heals other zombies around it, but it can't heal itself. The guardian supports surrounding zombies with additional armor. The bouncer, providing extra damage. The toxic one provides surrounding zombies toxic hands. And what that means is if a zombie has toxic hands, they will have an increased chance to inflict radiation damage to you. Immune zombies. Look out for these zombies with glowing magical hands. For example, these zombies are immune to explosives due to the tan color that is glowing in their hands, so grenades or any other explosives will not harm them. If each hand is different colors, such as right hand is blue and left hand is tan, that means they are immune to electricity and explosives. Be on the lookout for your dream car. There will be repairable vehicles out in the world. In order to be able to drive them first, you will need all the following vehicle parts to hotwire it first. Once you do have all the required vehicle parts, you'll have to purchase the hot wire from behind Bristol. It'll be in a vending machine. It's about 400 gold pieces. So go and purchase that, and then you'll be able to hotwire the car, and it's all yours after that. Player level and Ascension. In your skills, options, and misery tab, you will find misery. Your environment is constantly changing, making the environment harder around you. Ascension. Be careful with the XP multiplier settings. The higher your level, the harder the enemy and the buffs they gain. Natural selection. After you kill 500 zombies, they will get more health, regenerate HP, walk, run faster, do more damage, and attack faster, and so on. The Rebirth info. Once you reach level 15, zombies you kill will have a chance to be reborn and a chance to evolve. In order to obtain workbenches, you can either pick up missions from Ilias or find them out in the world. However, some workbenches will not exist unless you learn the recipe to make it. Talking about workbenches, crafting your materials on Rebirth is a bit different, starting off with the saw bench, which requires a table saw in order to cut planks to craft and upgrade wood blocks, workbench to make bullets, mods, weapons, forge to craft materials and bullets. In the vanilla version, the forge was your go-to to break down materials to make brass and other materials. Now the shredder would now be the go-to to break down items into brass, cobblestone, and others. You will not be able to grow crops unless you have sufficient light sources, water, and a campfire to warm up the required temperature for the certain plants you're growing. You will need to place a water barrel, which can be found in the world. Scoop up some water with the bucket and place the water in the barrel. You will not be able to grow plants in the wasteland and snow biome due to its harsh conditions. I really hope these tips will help you greatly and increase your chance of survival in this harsh mod. It took me a great deal to make this guide, and hopefully you guys can give me a thumbs up. And if I did miss anything, go ahead and comment down below some tips and tricks of your own for our 7 Days to Die Rebirth community. Thank you all for all the support, and have a nice day. Good luck out there.